Yo, what's good? I'm Marcus. This video is going to be an interesting video because today I'm going to do an analysis of the video footage that was released by Michael Irvin and his defense team. We all know what was going on. Michael Irvin was supposed to be on the verge of getting ready to do commentary on the Super Bowl during his stay in Arizona at the Marriott. He was accused of a sexual assault, getting a little too overly aggressive with a staff member. He ended up getting kicked off of the, hey, yo, we can't have you do commentary on the Super Bowl with all this pending. He subsequently filed a $100 million lawsuit against Marriott and the young lady involved. I did a video. I put a link above to that video where I kind of went through the details. Where that case is now, the case was actually tossed out. They had to withdraw that case so they can refile it in the proper jurisdiction. So the case did get refiled. Now, in the update that I gave, in short, the court said, yo, you know what, Marriott, y'all got to give over the name of the accuser and y'all have to give up the surveillance video. So Michael Irvin's defense team just released a surveillance video. We're going to go ahead, dive in and check it out. I'm going to give y'all my analysis of this video. Now, I wanted to give y'all just a little bit. Anytime I talk about something that I have experience in, I want to talk a little bit about my experience and background. So I did criminal defense work for about 4 years. In that, I've represented people who had a gamut of charges: sexual assault, sexual battery, you name it, I've represented them. In addition to that, flip side on the prosecution side, when I was big into the healthcare stuff, Medicare, Medicaid fraud, program fraud, government fraud, it was a really unique type of thing because we looked at Medicare, Medicaid, we had the authority to investigate any sexual assault, any batteries, any crimes that occurred in a Medicaid funded facility. Essentially, what that meant is if in this hospital there's one person in there who's on Medicaid, we have the authority to investigate a case that happened in that hospital. So, sexual assault, battery, abuse and neglect, I've prosecuted and investigated all of them. I can't even imagine the amount of hours of training on reading body language, on how to identify cues consistent with certain behavior, with aggressiveness, with sadness, how to identify body cues that relate to truthfulness, deceit. I mean, I'm talking about probably thousands of hours and courses trained on this. We got the video up right now. Now, remember, this video is a pre-recorded video that I have. I'm going to talk my way through the video, but I do want to enlarge this video so we can get a really good view at what's going on. Now, I may pause this video. At some point. The actual footage itself, I paused, but we're going to go ahead and talk through it. So this is the setup right here. Right now, this is the Marriott hotel that they're in. If we look in this upper right corner, if you see where the cursor is, this upper right corner, this is where Michael Irvin is with his folks. And it looks like some fans out here. Here in this area right here, you see the hallway. Michael Irvin is here at the entranceway. Over here where this TV is, this is the bar area. This area right here is the bar. You see there's some seating and stuff. This is where the alleged victim was actually assigned to work. She works in this bar area. So let's go ahead and play it. I'm going to point out some of the cues, some of the things that I see in this video, and let y'all know whether this video helps them, hurts them, how they intend to use it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and hit play on the video, and I'm going to zoom in. You can see right here, this is Michael Irvin, tall brother right there. You see, kind of knock knee, got a little Kenny Smith action going on. And I just paused it right here so we can see. It looks like he's taking a picture with the fan. So you see him there. He's taking a picture with the fan. He got looked like a woman or some sort, or a lady. He's holding around his arm, and her husband or some guy who's with her is taking a picture. Now, real quick, why is this important? This is important because this kind of goes to, if I'm looking at this video, and as I look at this video, I want to know what happened immediately before the interaction, and I want to know what happened immediately after. All of the events that are kind of contemporaneous around the event that is actually at issue. Because think about it. if before the interaction he was at the bar and you saw him being loud and obnoxious and throwing back a bunch of drinks, it can give you a potential direction on where that interaction may have went. But right here, you see he's really calm. He's chopping it up with the fans. He's taking photos. So, that's something that's definitely going to be a plus for Michael Irvin and his defense team. Well, not necessarily defense team. This is something going to be a positive for Michael Irvin's team during this civil litigation. So I zoomed out just so you can get a picture of it. This guy right here, down here in the left-hand corner, is the manager. The manager of the accused, who manages her while she works in this bar. He's still out there chopping it up with fans. Okay, right here is the accused coming in. And I'm going to rewind it and pause it, but I wanted to pause it so you can see where she is on the screen. Okay, now see where she is. Okay, and I'm gonna rewind this back a little bit, but we can see where she is in comparison to where Michael Irvin is. She's really far ahead of him. Okay, she's really far ahead of him. So when I go back, we're gonna play this part of the video again. But look where she starts compared to where Michael Irvin is. They're gonna meet inside, right on the opposite side of this post right here, inside this little bar area. She walks around. She's ahead of him. If she was going back to her job, she would have technically beat him there. She had to kind of pull back and wait for Michael Irvin to come so she can get him. And what we call this is a forced interaction. What is a forced interaction? Fellas, y'all know what a forced interaction is. Y'all all been at there where you saw a young lady who was fine and you're like, oh man, I want to go over there and talk to her. So you do something stupid to either slow up your speed or speed up your pace to ensure that y'all pass cross so you can initiate a conversation. This is a forced interaction. And watch again, she's going to walk around, then she's going to hit a sharp left to beat him to that spot because she has to slow down and wait for him to arrive. And again, that is what you call a forced interaction. Let's take a look. Y'all gotta bear with me because I was recording this on my phone. Now I'm using this same video to talk against. So have a little patience with your boy. Hey, if y'all still here, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification as well. I appreciate y'all. So let me go back a little bit. I want to go back. Okay, we're gonna go back a little bit. Take a look at her walk. This is what I talk about. This is her walking. This is where Michael Irvin is coming from. Okay, I'm gonna stop it right here. Watch how she makes this hard left and slows down so that she can cross paths with Michael Irvin. She waits for him. Okay. So you can see she waited for him right here. Now, take a look at this manager over here. This manager, and I just want y'all to look at his body language or her body language. I think is a he. But look at the manager's body language because the manager appears frustrated with the employee as if he wants her to come back to work. He's going to give her like a hand clap. Y'all know that hand clap where you like, come on. He's going to come around, give her the hand clap. Then while she's engaging in conversation with Michael, he has his hands on his hips, like waiting for her to come to get back to work. It's kind of interesting. I'm going to go ahead and play it. So right now she's over here. She forced this interaction, in my opinion, with Michael Irvin. All right. Let's rewind that back because I don't know if y'all saw that, but that was a handshake between her and Michael Irvin. They have a handshake, okay? So they have a handshake. Now, look, they're shaking hands. Look at the manager, hands on the hip, because the manager looks as if he's waiting for her to get back to work. I'm not sure. That'll be a hell of a good question to ask because if the manager said, hey, I need you over here to do work, and she made this beeline to cut and intercept him, Again, hey, I'm gonna just keep it honest with y'all. That's advantage Michael Irvin's team. It is what it is. So that's a handshake. The manager's still there. Look, he pissed. He like, what are you doing? Why are you even like having this conversation? So he's standing there looking crazy. Now take a look at this interaction. They're having an interaction here. Hold on, I want you to see it again. I just wanted to rewind it back a little bit so we could take a look. She hooks that immediate left. She slows down. She wait for Michael Irvin to actually get there. There's a handshake right there. And now I'm trying to see if I can get the manager's clap. Look, look, look. You see the manager's clap? He like, come on, what are you doing? Hurry up. I'm thinking just from looking at this video, I have no clue what they're saying, but the manager wanted her to perform some type of job or to get back to work or something, in my opinion. This is just me from the outside looking in. There's no audio. If there is audio, they haven't released it yet. I'm just analyzing the video. That hand clap, though, is a typical manager. It's like the universal manager's term for hurry your ass up and get back to work. So here's the forced interaction. That's the handshake. Handshake. Manager pissed, hands on the hip. Now they're having a conversation. Now, what I'm looking for right here, I'll tell you as a whether I'm defense or prosecution, no matter what it is, what the attorneys are looking at, which is what they would talk to the jury about, is the body language. They want to look at the body language. Now, ladies, don't get offended. I know that body language is not indicative of a sexual assault or a sexual battery or anything to that effect. I know that and I understand that. But we have to use the evidence that we have to make an inference, okay? And I'm going to just be honest. I've represented a lot of people on both sides. I put people away who committed sexual assault and battery, and I defended people who were accused of sexual assault and battery. Not all the time, but a vast majority of the time. I would probably say 95% of the time. In 95% of the cases, there is some physical overt act of aggression. It could be anything as just the posture. So here, this is really good for Michael Irvin and his team because there's some separation. His posture is really straight. Her posture is actually better because her posture is one of engagement. Her hands are folded, but she's leaning in slightly as if she's trying to listen to hear what he's saying. So they're talking. Now, another thing that is, I think, good for Michael Irvin, she's giving these affirmative head nods. Now, I know head nods aren't always indicative. I've seen people who will say no and nod yes and say yes and shake their head like that. So head nods aren't always indicative. We're just talking about looking at this in the circumstances, not having the audio. This appears to be very good body language. He's keeping his distance from her. According to him, at some point during this conversation, she tells a joke and he laughs at the joke. Conversation. He steps forward. She takes a step back. Now, this is another thing. And I think this is really good again for Michael Irvin's team. When he took a step forward, she took a slight step back. He didn't take an immediate step forward. And that's just either he was cognizant or he caught up on that cue that she felt like it may have been too close or her personal space may have been breached or something to that effect. So he picked up on that and didn't take a step forward. So I thought that was also a plus for Team Irvin. Now they're having a conversation. The manager's clearly waiting for her. If y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I think the manager's waiting for her. She's nodding yes again. And I just wanted to run it back so y'all can see just that interaction in and of itself. Look again at just this body language on this interaction. And I already know it's gonna be a matter of time before somebody puts some bogus audio to this. But they have a handshake. The conversation ensues. We're really focusing on them right now. Good posture, space is there. There were witnesses who came out and said that nothing was crazy. We've already seen that, and I talked about that in a previous video. They keeping their space. She's nodding her head in the affirmative. The manager's over there waiting. Look, he takes a slight step forward this second time. And he says at some point she tells a joke and he starts to laugh and he like touches her arm, according to him. We don't know what her uh, assertion of the facts are at this point. But it appears that they're having a genuine conversation. Nothing that you would see just in this interaction would denote any type of aggression on his part, which is a good thing if she's accusing that he sexually assaulted her. Okay, he gave the pat right there on her arm. Now, there I think is where he was laughing. I see he kind of leaned over. It looked like he was chuckling. I couldn't zoom in close enough to see. They're having a conversation. She's continuing to nod yes. They shake hands. Some more words are said. She walks off. Now she goes back to where she needed to be. Remember, I told you all in the beginning, she works in this bar area. So when she came around this corner, if she was going to get back to work, she would have made this immediate beeline right here in this space. Instead, she walked up further to intersect Michael Irvin to have this forced interaction. Now, like I said, we clearly know just from looking at this that there was some sense of urgency for her to either get back to work or get to some task related to her job. Because we know the damn manager not waiting for Michael Irvin to take pictures with. You know why? Because we seen him took pictures with people outside when he was there, and when she was having this conversation, we saw him come around the corner with the chop chop hurry your ass up clap during the conversation. He had his hands on the hips, like really? No, this ain't talking when she need to be back here making drinks. But it's also interesting to note. Watch what happens afterwards. He takes some more photo ops with people. She walks off with the manager now for whatever. So clearly the manager needed her for something because she walks off with the manager. I zoom in on Irvin because I want to see what happens. He walks back out. It looks like he takes a selfie real quick. That's the universal selfie sign right there. He takes a selfie, shakes someone's hand. Going about his business. And that's kind of the end of the video. I'm going to go ahead and stop it there. That's the end of the video. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it there. That is the end of the video. But like I said, I thought it was a very interesting video not to have audio. Now, this is how it's going to go down. Essentially, her side, I'm going to just be a buck. Y'all can tell from my commentary, I think this video footage without audio is like 100% way more favorable for Michael Irvin and his team of attorneys than this young lady, the alleged victim. She's making an allegation. He's trying to defend against that allegation. And I think this video footage without any audio is favorable to Michael Irvin. It appears consistent with what he said. It appears consistent with what we know that the people who were in close proximity said happened. Said he was a perfect gentleman, nothing crazy, nothing wild happened, no loud conversations, and the whole nine. Now, on the flip side, what her attorneys are going to say is it's hard to make inferences using this video when we don't have the audio to support it, because they could assert that her continuously nodding was an attempt to keep the situation calm. She was nodding to keep the situation calm because she didn't want it to get out of hand. To me, just on the based on looking at that video and the body language, it just doesn't make any sense. They may try to use the point at that one point where he actually uh, grabbed her arm as a something to say. At this point is where he may have made his, whatever his advance was. But I still don't think that's consistent because, there's a laugh in between that looks consistent with him saying that she told a joke. There's the arm grab. And I'm going to tell you, I had to learn as I was coming up in corporate America. When I laugh, if someone tells a joke, y'all ever meet one of those people who laugh at a joke, and when somebody say something funny, they like gotta hit you or pat your arm or something? I was that guy. So it was actually common to where if I was in an office environment and someone said something funny, I'd be like, ha ha, and I would like, pat an arm or something and thinking nothing of it. But once I realized that I was doing that, and it was actually one of my homegirls who told me, she was like, no, it's not anything offensive or creepy. It's a common thing. But I just noticed that you do that. And when she told me that, I was like, you know what? I don't give a damn how funny something is. I'm gonna keep my hands in my pockets because I didn't want to get caught up in any crazy, wild situations. But that's just my take on this video footage that was released. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Let me know, do y'all think that this footage without the audio was favorable for Michael Irvin, or if you think it was favorable to the alleged victim? I think this was a win for Michael Irvin. Hey, I appreciate the over 16,000 subscribers we got to the channel, the OGs and the new folks. Y'all make sure y'all like this video, leave a comment, hit that bell notification. And if you enjoyed this video, check the video out on the screen. There's going to be more content related to finances and attorney reactions.